and welcome to my channel. I'm a sewer, a knitter, a crocheter, and just a general lover of crafts, and this year I am on a mission to hand make my dream fall wardrobe. I've already gotten a bit of a head start on it, so in today's video I want to share with you some of my most recent crafts, some of my works in progress, and also talk a little bit about my upcoming knitting and sewing plans. First things first, let's talk about the sweater that I am currently wearing because it is my most recent finished item and I just took it off the blocking mat today. It's a pattern by PetiteKnit called the Elizabeth blouse and I am so pleased with it. I changed the pattern up a little bit. I followed it to about this point and then after that kind of changed things up. For the sleeves, that's the biggest difference. I did no decreases and I finished it with just 2 rows of purl, 1 row of knit, and a non-stretchy bind off. But I am just obsessed with these and I cannot wait to wear this sweater all fall. The pattern calls for a fingering weight yarn and I did fingering plus mohair, so I think it's more of a DK weight, and I also went up like 2 or 3 needle sizes from the suggested needle size, so it's definitely much more oversized. I am not one to gauge swatch and I like to kind of just see what happens, so I knew this would come out oversized and thankfully it came out like a good amount of oversized. I am going to get into these knits next, but unfortunately I live in Southern California and it is not yet sweater weather, so I'm going to change into something cooler and I will be right back. I am back and I'm going to move on to the next 2 sweaters. So for both of these sweaters, I followed the same pattern, also by PetiteKnit. It is called the No Frills sweater, and both of them I did a little bit differently. This one's actually not as new, but I've just never really shared it anywhere, so I thought, why not today? I did instead of the fingering weight yarn that the pattern calls for, I went for an Aran weight. So it's more dense, but I still stayed pretty small with the needles. So it's just a really nice, thick, cozy fabric and I really love it. There's not much more to say about this. I pretty much just wanted to show this because of the next sweater. So this sweater is in a fingering weight yarn. This one's very nice. I followed the same pattern, as I said, the No Frill sweaters by PetiteKnit, but I kind of did change it after I got past the German short rows to shape the back. I really like how it fits. It does pill quite a bit. The yarn is very soft though, so I'm willing to have to shave it every time I wear it. Now the last sweater that I have finished recently is this gorgeous, gorgeous sweater by, I think her name is The Petite Knit. Not Petite Knitter. No, The Petite Knitter, not Petite Knit on Instagram. And oh my gosh, I love her designs. This is my first color work project and I am very pleased with it. I do think that I could have done the accent yarn a little bit more loosely, especially along the bottom here, because there are a couple parts where you can't totally see the stitch, but in general, I think it looks pretty good. The yarn that I used for this sweater is from Fabble Knitwear. She is an amazing designer and also a yarn dyer, which I think is so cool. It's her Athena yarn, which has really pretty gold speckling all throughout, and I think that this sweater is going to look so nice under artificial lights because it's just going to shimmer. Again, I did not gauge swatch, so I do think that this came out a bit more form-fitting possibly than it was supposed to, but I'm really happy with the fit. And when I originally decided to knit this pattern, I ordered some different yarn, and then while I was waiting for that, I just couldn't anymore. So I frogged an old vest that I made and made this out of it. So once I got the yarn, I also started knitting the same sweater, but with a slightly different gauge to maybe make it a little bit more oversized. And that is this work in progress that I have here. So here it is. I only have the color work done so far, but I am just obsessed with this. I love the colors, but the pattern is amazing. And I have a little stitch marker that I made myself in it, which just is so fun. And yeah, this will probably be the next thing. I'm working on one other project right now too, and both of them are at the point where I pretty much just need to do stocking stitch for a while. So I'm just going to kind of pop back and forth between the two and finish them hopefully somewhat soon. I am currently surrounded by a bunch of beautiful supplies that I'm going to be using on some of my upcoming projects as well. And I kind of wanted to share with you some of my ideas. Now, I always make a ton of plans to make a ton of things, and I rarely actually complete all of those things or use the materials in the way that I expected to. So these are kind of loose plans, but here's what I've got so far. I went on a family trip up to my hometown in Northern California a few weeks ago, and in the local yarn shop there, I picked up this adorable tweed yarn, and it's a pretty chunky weight. So I am going to, or I think it's a super bulky, but I'm thinking about doing a little knitted vest, and I want to maybe incorporate some cables. I've never really done cables before, but I have pretty high hopes that I can figure it out, and I'm either going to adapt a pattern, like an existing pattern, or just try to freehand it. So we'll see how that goes. If there's not enough for a vest or I'm not liking it, I also could just make a scarf because I don't really have any chunky scarves and I would like one. Another thing that I want to make is something for my cousin's baby, and she helped me pick out this cute purple yarn here, and I'm going to make her either a little sweater, or if that's not enough yarn, then a cute little like tie cap hat thing. She has a couple of them and she looks so cute in them. I have more yarn coming in the mail as well. I really want to make a cardigan, so I got some brown yarn for that. And I got some red yarn for a top, and I'll probably make one or two other things as well. Next, I want to talk about some of the sewing project plans that I have. I have a stack of fabrics down here that I'm going to grab. Here it is. So I have had some of these for a while, and some of them are more new, but all of them are loved. This one I'm thinking of doing a dress. Either that or a two-piece set. It's a really nice light linen, so not the best for fall weather, but like I said, I live in Southern California, so it doesn't really get that cold here, and I think that this could be at least like a decent transition piece until it does get more on the cold side. This one I am very pleased with. I've had it in my stash for a couple years, but I've had this plan to use it for like since I bought it years ago, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So this is the year. I'm going to do a big tiered skirt with it, and it's just going to be gorgeous. It's going to be gathered, and I'm thinking an elastic waistband, so extra cozy. And I just think it's going to match so many of the knit pieces that I'm working on. The next two fabrics, and these I'm not quite as sure what I'm going to do with them, but they're just two soft, kind of stretchy, cream colored fabrics, and I'm either going to make some kind of like loungewear, pajama type things, or, well, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm planning to make. But this one I was thinking it could be kind of a cute sweater dress vibe. So we'll see what I get around to making with these, but these are the most fall-y fabrics that I have. I do also have plans for a couple of Halloween costumes, which will definitely involve sewing, but I am trying to focus more on like the autumn wardrobe as opposed to Halloween. That's for next month. The last thing I wanted to share were just a couple of knitting books that I've picked up. These are mostly secondhand, but I bought two new ones, and here they all are. I will maybe just flip through them in like a B-roll fashion, but I'm just going to show the covers because they're so cute. Well, this one's cute. This one is Knits for Dogs, and my little dog deserves a sweater. I've been wanting to knit him one forever, but I was always kind of like not sure about paying $8 for a sweater pattern for a dog. But this book was $13 and there are tons of patterns in here and patterns for toys and a dog bed even. There is a lot of use of felting the knitted piece, which I've never done before, so that would be kind of a fun adventure. I'm very excited about this one. This is a book by the Petite Knitter from Instagram. That's her Instagram handle rather, and her name is I don't know how to say it. I'll put it up here. But she's so good. She is the beautiful designer that came up with this, which I am amazed with, this beautiful color work. And she has tons of gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. So I picked this up, and I don't know if I'll get to another one of hers this fall, but I definitely will get to as many of these as I can in the future. The rest of these three I got all secondhand. This one is Simply Beautiful Sweaters. There were a couple of sweater patterns in here that looked interesting, and this one cable knit sweater. I've never done cable knit, as I think I mentioned already, but I would love to learn, so I thought that having it in book form would be handy. Another one, okay, this one so I need to collect my thoughts. It is Alice Starmore. Wow, she is a very amazing, amazing artist. I mean, this is next level, and I want to follow a few of these patterns. The last book that I thrifted is New Baby Knits, and it is by Debbie Bliss. These, and I don't think they're actually that new. It is, when was this? When did this come out? 1991. This came out in 1991, and these are very cute. There are some adorable techniques and just really cute designs all throughout this. There's kind of like classic Fair Isle, Scandinavian looking stuff there. Oh my gosh. Can you see these? Oh. So there are quite a few new babies in the family, and I need to get knitting because these are the most precious patterns for the most precious babies. It must be done. Now, I think that's pretty much everything. I hope this made sense. I don't think I've ever really done a video that was all talking, so hopefully I don't have to refilm. But I am just really excited for fall crafting. It's mostly knitting here, but I'm definitely probably more of a sewer, and I've got a lot of like home crafts that I want to do as well. And I think in my next video I'm going to be decorating for fall and completing some of those home improvement, well, renter-friendly home improvement projects. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.